The morning. So this is the morning of the first, oh Christ. I am a tired man, there's nothing wrong with that. I set off exactly 1 week ago today, and 1 week on, that's Loch Ness. Not as many miles as I would have hoped to have done, but also I've learnt more in this week than I probably have in my entire life. I don't know exactly what I've learnt, but in terms of experience, plenty. This morning I woke up and my water bottle wasn't full, and I've had to travel roughly 10 miles to find a spot where I can get some water. And you might think, oh, that doesn't seem fair. And it actually absolutely doesn't. Every human on the planet, what with the resources we currently have and the technology that's available, should have access to clean water. Windy day, and they really have put one in every corner of the world rather than Coca-Cola. This is vertical. I mean, I would laugh, but I've got to go into this. I've got to cycle in straight into it. So, this is a good moment. I'm listening to a really nice funk mix. I've just spoken to some really good friends. For some reason got 5 bars of signal on this canal between Fort Augustus and Loch. And it's Saturday night. Loads of mates are going out, either in London, Leeds, Nottingham, or wherever, after watching the football all day and stuff. And typically at 7 or 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, in the past, maybe a couple of years ago, I would have been smashed. I mean, I probably wouldn't have remembered much after 9 PM, and that is what happens when you have an appetite for the extreme. Speaking of an appetite for the extreme, I had an extreme appetite earlier on that was satiated by the Bothy, nice pub in Fort Augustus. I'm looking out for frogs here. That's not one. That is a kiss that is blown to every single human heart that is contained in the body that also has the eyes that's watching this, i.e. yours and you. There's no other way of putting this. You're looking at an exhilarated man. There's a section of this canal runs down. It's almost like the sea. I've just had to go over this. It runs down off into the middle of nowhere. So I came up to it. Oh God, it's quite deep. Oh, it's deeper than you'd want to walk in, that's for sure. In the distance is the bike. And I thought, you know what? It's flooded. There's only one option. Go straight through it. I got to the other side. I thought, oh, I'll carry on, just forget about that. You know, I've already seen a couple of dead frogs, and I just want to get past the canal. And I thought, no, I'll go and do a quick video. Anyway, thank God I took myself off the bike, because it turns out my tent totally came off practically straight away. There's some holes in it. Anyway, I might not even need it, so I might just roll up in the ground sheet. Great news. Found myself a bed for the night. I've slept on worse. There's not lots to be gained by carrying on and pitching that tent. Whereas lying on this bench, getting my sleep suit on, wrapping the tin foil thing around me, and then covering myself in the ground sheet, that's probably going to be okay. And it won't be the first bench I've slept on in my time, but it'll be the best prepared I've ever been on a bench. I'm genuinely chuffed, because that flooded bit earlier on, the path is quite gravelly, and it was catching on the bottom of the trailer, so I was having to go really slow. Then there's some quite flooded bits, and to be honest, I can't see a thing. I mean, I've got the lights on the front of the bike, but that's I'm wrapped up, I've got my sheet on, got most of my clothes on. Should be quite comfy. If it rains, my feet will get wet, but no, and it will rain, so my feet will get wet. I'll wake up, my feet will be cold, but you know, I can just crunch them down slightly, no problem. Along the way of this journey I've been described as mental, batshit crazy, ludicrous, not quite right, not all there, etc, etc. But I don't see what's wrong with it. There's people up and down the country that'll be sleeping rough tonight, and they haven't got the luxury of blogging about it. Yeah.